Knives. Most home cooks are afraid of them and believe that a blunt knife is a good knife. But that's so not true. If you can have only one knife, the Western chef's knife will be that knife. It does 90% of the cutting task in your kitchen. Years ago, we have different knives for different jobs. Today, most of our ingredients are cut up and packaged for us. We only need to slice and dice. Chicken bone is probably the hardest thing we have to cut through, except for the occasional pork ribs. In this video, I'm teaching my daughter how to use a chef's knife. I hope along the way, you will be able to pick up some valuable tips as well. A few months ago, Daddy bought you a knife, right? Daddy bought you this knife, and you've been cutting a lot of things with it. What have you been cutting with it?
Everything that I cut.
Everything that you cut. Fruits, vegetables.
Yes.
And you're getting very good at it, right?
Yes.
Okay, Daddy has just bought you a new knife. Okay? It's this one. This is a chef knife.
A cooking knife.
A cooking knife, or it's called a German knife, a French knife, a cook's knife, not a cooking knife. Okay? This is 6 inches long. Daddy also bought another one. You hold this one. Daddy bought one for myself as well. This is a bigger one. This is 8 inches. Normally in a normal kitchen, people would use an 8-inch one. But because you are a small girl,
Tiny.
I get you a smaller one, which is a 6-inch knife. Okay. Daddy's going to show you the different parts of the knife before I show you how to use it, okay? Because you need to know the different parts of the knife.
A blade and a handle.
It's not just a blade and a handle, there are a lot of other things as well. This is the tip, and this is the cutting edge. This is the rounded part of the front of the cutting edge, and this is the belly. Okay, so this rounded edge and the belly is very important because it determines how you use this knife and your cutting motion. I'll show you how to use this later. This is the heel. This is the handle. Yours is red, mine is green. And this is the spine of the knife. Okay, the top. You will see that on top here, where the blade meets the handle, it's very thick. And the tip here is very thin. This is called a distal taper. That means it tapers from thick to thin. This is also important because it affects the way you use the knife as well. Before I show you how to use the knife, show me how you usually hold the knife again. Yes, that's the pinch grip. You take your fingers, you pinch here, right, and you wrap your hands around the handle. This is a pinch grip. You also want to make sure that the blade is tall enough here to give you enough what you call knuckle clearance, so that when you cut, your knuckles will not hit the chopping board. For certain knives, like your old one, when you hold it, your knuckle will hit the chopping board, so it makes it very hard for you to chop. See? It makes it very hard for you to cut. To hold your food while cutting, use a claw. Hold this here. You see this knuckle that's sticking out? This is where it touches the knife. So when your knife goes up and down, as long as you do not go above your knuckle, you will not cut yourself. So you do this and you cut. Hold it like that. So you hold like this, and then you cut slices, right? When you cut, you push down and forward. Okay, the other important thing is that your knife needs to be very sharp. Remember what happened that day when you were using this knife to cut mangoes? You couldn't cut through, right? You couldn't cut through the skin. And what happens if you can't cut through the skin?
It will slip and hit.
It will slip and it will?
Cut my finger.
Yes, it will slip and it will cut your finger. So it's very important that when you cut, you cut. Remember Daddy told you about the different parts of the knife? Now Daddy's going to show you how to use the different parts of your knife to do cutting. Okay? First of all is the tip. Because there's very little material, very little metal here, it's one of the sharpest part of the knife. And it's the most delicate part of the knife as well. If you drop this knife, this is the part that will mostly break. And this part is used for very delicate work, very delicate cutting work. Daddy is going to show you how to cut little rabbits for food decoration.
Yummy.
Okay? Making tomato rabbits with a chef's knife demonstrates the use of the tip of the knife for delicate work. It will be difficult to cut through the tomato skin if your knife is not sharp enough. Take the base, cut a bit here. Okay, so for the base, cut it in half, yes, and cut it in half again. Okay, here on top, cut a slit and cut a little bit off. See why you need a very sharp knife? If you don't have a very sharp knife, you cannot cut the skin just like your mango. Okay. When you cut, yes, from here slice all the way here. Use the whole length of the blade. Now the other side as well. Put here, slice all the way. Yes. Take this, put on top. Take this end, put on top, into the slit, and you have your little rabbit.
Where's the tail?
No tail, just a little rabbit. There's no tail. Yeah, you come. Slice, slice, don't press, slice. Slice. Use the tip, slice with the tip. Yeah. Oh, okay, so you did a rabbit as well. You did a tail as well. So here's your rabbit, here's the tail. Later we do all the other cherry tomatoes and we make a farm, okay? Here's a cucumber carving made by using the tip of a chef's knife. Okay, so that is for the tip. Now for the heel. Because of this distal taper, down here has very little material, right? Down here has a lot of material. In other words, this part here is very strong. Which means you can cut a lot of hard things using this heel part of the knife. So you can cut things like carrots and chicken bones. This here, the curve of the knife, is used for rocking motion. When you cut, you do this. When you use a chef knife, the knife does not leave the cutting board. The knife is always in contact with the cutting board, and you go like this. Like that. So for this curve, because it's curved, it's the rocking motion where you go up, down and push forward. Up, down, push forward. Now do your claw grip. Hold it in a pinch grip. Put it here, against your knuckle. Cut down. Down, push forward, down, push forward. So with practice, you can do it very fast, like this. See? You can cut it very small and very fast. If you prefer a forward chopping motion or a straight up and down motion, then a straight edge knife will be better suited for you. Examples of these straight edge knives are like the Nakiri, the Sentoku, the Chinese vegetable slicer or the Cai Tao, and the Chinese cleaver. Do note that the Japanese knives and the Chinese slicers are usually made of thinner and harder material. Therefore, they can retain their sharpness longer. The downside is that the material is more brittle and will chip easily. Therefore, use these knives for meat and soft vegetables only. Do not use them on frozen meats, chicken bones, or any other sort of bones, and on hard vegetables. A chef knife, on the other hand, is made of softer material and therefore can take a lot more abuse. These are just some of the reasons why a chef knife can handle about 90% of all your kitchen cutting tasks. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them in the comments below. If you have found this video useful, give it a thumbs up as it will help my channel out a lot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next recipe video.